Eddie Chambers versus Marcelo Nascimento. I'm hoping this one will be live on Channel 5 this Saturday at Blue Water. Eddie Chambers is kind of in a bit of a difficult position where he's in a who needs him club. He's a good fighter, really solid. He's starting to hit harder under Peter Fury. Very, very skilled fighter technically. Throws lovely combinations, really good accuracy, really good speed. Not too savvy defensively either, got to round 12 with Klitschko. He's a good fighter, real good all-round fighter. Capability of definitely being a top 10 contender again. But the problem is, how's he going to get that opportunity? He's lost in some big fights to Thomas Ademic, to Klitschko. He's quite a long way off, he needs to work his way back up the rankings. He's quite a long way off being at the level again where he can demand those fights. The problem is, unlike a Tony Thompson or a Steve Cunningham, who people seem to try out their prospects against, they don't give them to Eddie Chambers. Eddie's a bit younger, a bit fresher, and possibly a bit more dangerous. Very skilled, tactical, clever fighter, with great defence, great power. A lot to like about him. Real lot to like about Eddie Chambers. So he's kind of got himself in this position where it's hard for him to get fights. He can't get matched against Solis, Price, Pulev, like Tony Thompson has. Because, to be honest, he's too threatening. So he finds himself in another weak fight, and he's been in fights recently with guys like Moses Matovu, Carl Baker, guys who are a long way off British title level. He's now fighting Marcelo Nascimento. For those who don't know about Nascimento, 6'5" Brazilian heavyweight. Boxrec have him about 190th, if I recall, in the world. Now, the guy's record isn't awful, 17-6. I think I'm correct in saying that all 17 of his wins come in South America, and when fighting out of South America, he's got a 100% loss ratio. He's been stopped by the likes of Joseph Parker, Tyson Fury, Manuel Char. He's durable. He always seems to go a few rounds. He usually gets stopped round between 5 and 8. Coincidentally, I'm not sure how many rounds the Chambers fight is for, which is obviously relevant. If this is maybe an 8-rounder, Nascimento does have a chance of making the final bell. But he's someone who doesn't seem to come to win when he fights internationally. He loses every time he fights abroad, and he gets stopped. The one good thing is durability. I remember the first round of the Joseph Parker fight, Parker caught him with a huge hook. It would have chopped down a tree, that punch. And Nascimento got up, fair play to him, he doesn't just lie down. But in terms of the Chambers fight, he's badly overmatched. He's probably a taller man than Chambers, which is his only advantage, but he's too hittable. He doesn't have enough ability offensively to bother Chambers. Chambers is in shape, he's got the movement, he's got such good accuracy, and he's strong defensively. He's in a different league, a different level of ability to Nascimento. So I see it being another easy night for Eddie Chambers. I think Nascimento might give him 5 or 6 rounds, which would be good for Eddie. I've talked a few times on my channel recently about the importance of heavyweight rankings and activity. A lot of these heavyweights fight so irregularly. If you can rack up 5 or 6 back-to-back wins, like Shannon Briggs, like Anthony Joshua, you start appearing quite high in the rankings. And I think that's really what Eddie Chambers needs to do, and he can get himself back where he belongs in the top 10, top 15 of the heavyweight division. He's a match for any heavyweight out there, in my opinion, Eddie Chambers. I don't have him beating Klitschko or Hay, one of those guys, but on his day, he's a tough ask for anyone to beat. So I'd like to see Eddie do well. I'd like to see him dispose of Nascimento, and I'd like to see Eddie fight 5 or 6 times in 2015. But interesting fight. Always good to have boxing on terrestrial TV, and to watch a talent like Eddie Chambers, if it's on Channel 5, is something that should definitely not be missed. Thanks for watching. Keen to hear people's thoughts on Eddie Chambers and on this one in particular.